Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. We got some wild shit today. Impressive card spikes, wild card prices, and new card combos for modern and standard that are going to make you go, wow. And hope you never have to play against them. So, before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The comments down below feed that YouTube algorithm. And just watch the channel. That's all I really ask. But if you want to do a little something extra support, become a YouTube member like my boy Sawyer. Shout out to him. A couple bucks a month makes a big difference. Gets you some sweet deals and some good swag. Also, there's links in the description. eBay, TCG player shops, all the box opening series cards go up for sale there. Go check them out. And let's not forget Weebtown. That's right. It's the Otaku shop. Go get you some sweet anime gear. Get you 10% off with the code Capnclyde. Because it's really cool. And trust me, it's a little pricey, but 10% off helps. And this stuff is so cool once you get it. Oh, it's love of Christ. It's sweet. So, we also are doing Whatnot every Saturday, 9 p.m. Pacific time, PST. And use the code here. Get you 15 bucks. You don't have a Whatnot account to buy in the store. Also, we're doing D&D this Saturday, and we're going to have some sweet stuff up. We're going to have Baldur's Gate Commander decks over $100 a piece. Packs, Baldur's Gate packs, Baldur's Gate box to give away, all kinds of good stuff. Come check us out and just hang out if you've got nothing else to do because, well, I mean, I'm going to be there. I'll at least talk to you. Come be an extrovert while being an introvert at your house on Whatnot. Dum-dum. Anyway, so moving on to what the card prices are. So the first spike we got is the Lotus Cobra. This card has suddenly become very, very popular for some reason. Nothing has really changed. Maybe some landfall mechanics or what have you. I thought this card was easily a $20 card when it was in standard. A 2-mana, 2/1 that when a land comes into play, you get 1 mana of any color. Basically giving you ramp, and in formats with fetches, it's just insane because 1 land gets you 3 mana. It's a dark ritual that sits on the board every time you lay a fetch land. It's just absurd. So yeah, this thing has went up 250% roughly from a respectable $7 to $8. Actually, in May it was down to around $250, about $250. Now it's all the way up to damn near $20. Holy crapola. I mean, some of this too could be the fact that the market's repricing and, well, Zendikar used to be cheap and now it's not, and so the packs are expensive. And maybe the cards are getting expensive because of it too. Or maybe because the cards are getting expensive, the packs are getting expensive. Either way, the whole market's going haywire and the cards are just getting pricey. Now, other than the easy thing about why something's good, we have Zeranorb. Again, this is a great card. It's almost a 500% increase. It's only increasing to like $4 to $5, but it was literally 50 cents. So that kind of says something. Now, I love Zeranorb. I especially love the Ice Age one. God, I wish they had the Ice Age version in foil. Anyway, this has become very popular with the decks we talked about last week. You know, the new Edge of Eternity decks where you play lands from your graveyard, sacrifice lands to do things, draw cards, whatnot. It's just become more popular because of stuff like that. And to be fair, it's went up since the last time I talked about it. So, I mean, might as well talk about it again. I mean, luckily, it's not that pricey yet, and it probably will get reprinted again, so if it does get too expensive, don't worry. But if I was you, I would go pick up some of the sweet ones like from Secret Lair. Yeah, that's some stuff right there. Good stuff. Why didn't they have Zern Orb in Brothers War? Makes me kind of upset now. Anyway, moving on. So, other cards. Here's one you probably would never thought you'd see. Masco the Humorless. Human Advisor, legendary creature. No, I don't know what it is other than human. But anyway, This is from Betrayers of Kamigawa, I think, or Kamigawa original set. Anyway, point being, back from 95, I think it was 90. It doesn't say. Anyway, a white and 2 for a 2/1. I know it doesn't sound good. However, you may play Masco the Humorless anytime you can play an instant. Has flash, makes it better. Tapped creatures you control may block as though they were untapped. That's the big thing. And you may be thinking, yeah, that sounds cool. Swing in, you can still block, kind of like pseudo vigilance, so forth and so on. So why is this thing suddenly went from $3 to $4 to $24? Well, in EOE, we have stations, planets, and the whatnot that basically, whether it's a station land, a station artifact, just a station, you can put your creatures into play, power up your stations by putting counters on them, by tapping those creatures, and still block with them. It's making this card apparently really big, and apparently it's really good because it lets you do that. I mean, just the fact that you can block with the creatures is amazing if you tap them, because you can swing completely fearless of back cracks. That's where they crack back at you, not where you on someone. Never mind. Moving on. So yeah, that was probably the first thing people thought, which probably kept it about $4. But when stations came out and it became a whole nother thing, yeah, we to the moon, Alice, or should I say Masco? Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on here, and this is definitely one that was done on my bingo card. Just say that. Thank you, Commander, I guess. Anyway, so with that being said, oh boy, here we go. There's this thing. So I know this thing has technically up in price, hasn't come out yet, and it may dip back down. But I want to bring to your attention that this one mythic is selling for $200 currently, pre-sale, from Spider-Man. This is absurd. This is the regular mythic you can get from a play box, which costs more than a play box. This price can't be right. They stretch the imagination. So yeah, but we need to talk about it because, as you can see, it actually started out around $80, which is still absurd for a mythic in a play box, which is now sporting $199. Because guess what? 45 of them have been bought because FOMO, I guess. And this even isn't the most disturbing part. For example, this is the base version. Here's the special version that you can get from, I believe, the collector deck, a collector box. Yeah, $1,000 for the foil. So yeah, started out around $450, already up to $1,000. 4 people have bought this damn thing at somewhere between $450 and $1,000. Holy shit! You've got to be kidding me. This is also insane for a card that's going to be in the collector box. If you pull this in a play booster box, just buy a lottery ticket. Just do it, just one. Anyway, so yeah. Again, I don't think this is going to be what the price is, but the fact that it's actually getting some buys like the other one is just insane. And let's not also forget, there is a special handy dandy over deluxe spiffy version here that has no price, which at the last one was $200, and then times 5 went to $1,000, which then maybe times 5 again would take this to $5,000 or maybe $10,000, depending on how hard it is to get this special raised foil art version cosmic foil thing. Lord help us. Thank God it's not serialized. So yeah. Just if you get a if you buy Spider-Man and you get one of these, hold on to it. If it's expensive, I mean, I guess sell it. Uh, if you don't want to, don't. I don't even know what to say. Like, ugh. Because this is just absurd. The market's nuts. Well, we've already established that with the Crimson Vow video. So, we're just going to leave it there. Just thought you guys should be aware. In case you pull a Soul Stone, you probably shouldn't trade it unless you do some serious consulting with TCG Player and several other people, because you can probably get a lot more than what someone's willing to offer you for it. So, just going to leave it at that. Especially if you get the spiffy version. Jesus Christ. Okay, so moving on. Some sweet combos that have been popping up in some of the formats. So Naya Enchantments in Modern has become quite the thorn in people's sides. Maybe because of the new card United Battlefront from, well, Dragonstorm. The old combo Solemnity, where nobody can counters, that includes you. Nobody, no people, no lands, nothing, not even, players. Combined with Phyrexian Life, where you don't lose the game for having 0 life, and if you have 0 life, all damage dealt to you is the source of infect. You can't get counters, i.e. infect counters. You're basically invincible once you get both these cards down, unless the player has some way to get rid of one of them. Which is fine, but the real thing is, on turn 4, on turn 3, let's say you play one, let's say you play none, whatever, maybe one. On turn 4, you literally can call a company or whatever it was. United Battlefront for a white and 3 as a sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards and find the one you're missing, or find both in your deck, because the top 7 cards is going to be damn near half your deck. At least it's going to feel like it. And just put them straight into play, because they're both 3 or less. And then voila, you're invincible and your opponent's sad. And hoping to God they have some kind of enchantment removal in their deck, or shit's going to go south real quick. And, yeah, that's the thing in Modern now. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast. In a mono-white deck, mind you. Mono-white. Mono. So, yeah. There's that. In Standard, we have this catastrophe. The Bitter Triumph Oculus Helping Hand combo. The Oculus is a powerful card. It's a 5/5 for 3 that flies and lets you manifest Dread off the top of your deck every turn. Excuse me. When I mean every turn, I mean every upkeep, even your opponent's. The problem is you have to, when you cast a spell, exile 6 cards from your graveyard, so that makes it a lot harder to cast for 3 mana on turn 3. Unless you say, nice creature you have there on turn 2, and you proceed, or on turn 3 when you untap, hell, whenever, as long as you have 3 mana, or 2 to start with. You go Bitter Triumph, kill your dude, discard my Oculus. On my next turn, cast Helping Hand for a white, put Oculus into play, manifest Dread. Watch you cry. So yeah, this is a thing in Standard. I know it's 3 colors, but let's be fair. They just reprinted Shocklands. This is not a stretch. And it's very, very powerful. Nothing better than having the removal being one of the ways you get into your combo for your deck. Holy shit. Yeah. So that's a thing currently. Esper Oculus. Still not as good as some of the mono red decks and Green Stompy, which is disturbing in its own way to say that. But anyway, also we have on the draw where we have Prof's Etiquette Memory, where for a blue and 1, when it enters, you draw a card. You have no max hand size. Beginning of combat your turn. If you've drawn more than 1 card this turn, you get to put X +1/+1 counters on a target creature you control, where X is the number of cards you've drawn, -1. Which is cool with the Duelist of the Mind. It was a cool combo to begin with when they first came out. The Duelist has power equal to the number of cards you've drawn. Whenever you commit a crime, you may draw a card. If you do, you have to discard. Only triggers once each turn, has flying and vigilance. However, also in Dragonstorm, people are starting to use, is a card called Winter Night Stories for a blue and 3. Or I'm sorry, blue and 2. You may draw 3 cards, discard 2 unless you discard a creature card, plus it has Harmonize. Let me see. Let me check that Duelist again. Yep. Vigilance. So after I punch you in the face, I can Harmonize again. Yeah. Basically, you could do it for 3 the first time, or discard it off the Duelist from some other weird shit you got going on. And then basically punch them in the face with a Duelist, and then Harmonize off the Duelist after the attack, before the attack, whatever. Hell of a combo, lots of draw power. Has seen a little play in Standard, has been rather popular, but there's all kinds of new stuff popping up. Like I mentioned, Mono Green has become a thing recently. And it's going to be interesting to see where this all takes us. So, yep, stay frosty, my friends. There's some wild shit out there going on. Till next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. There's so much shit going on. It's hard to keep up with all of it. Good Lord.